Blue skies means fun days. Helping skydivers with tips and techniques about safety, training and fun jumping from those who know.
Well, I think there's two different reasons why we have load organizers. One reason would be if we have a big event and it's nice to invite people to your drop zone and then to have highly experienced, sometimes big name people to show the jumpers a good time, to give them activities to take part in. And the goal is to try to make those activities as safe as possible so people aren't guessing and that they're kind of adhering to the drop zone's rules and how they do stuff, and basically just show people a good time. During the busy season, we have daily organizers, both free fly and belly, and on weekends sometimes we also have wingsuit load organizers. The intent is for the young jumpers that just got their license, or this is the first time at this drop zone, or they're just very inexperienced, and the goal is for them to have someone to jump with that they don't have to seek out. In a perfect world, the organizer always seeks someone out, but sometimes there's one organizer and 30 people and they can't always do that. But it's intended to have young jumpers, inexperienced jumpers, or even someone who's just never been here before to have a jump buddy, someone to kind of introduce them to how the drop zone is, some of the rules, and again, just to have a good time in kind of a low stress sort of environment. First and foremost, I think the organizer needs to, in my opinion, be welcoming first and foremost. I think they need to be welcoming to the people and have a good communication, because on any day you could have someone with 26 jumps or someone with 3,000. And the goal is to try to incorporate people into jumping. In my opinion, they're not coaching. They're more incorporating people, trying to organize safe jumps, helping the load appropriately, making sure that the order is correct. But for the most part, they are just trying to welcome people onto a jump and starting to introduce them to other people for them to jump with. Because while solos are great when we're young jumpers, solos are not good for the long period of time. They're not as much fun, we're not learning as much. So basically, it's kind of to have people not do solos. Everybody comes to the drop zone for a different reason. Some people are here for fun, some people are meeting their friends, some people want to learn something new. Having good communication and what are you hoping to do? I want to do a free fly jump, I want to do a belly jump, or I need this for my B license sign off, or I've never done a 10-way. So in that regard, it's herding cats from the standpoint of everybody's there for a different reason, and if you're trying to get everybody, or at least a specific group, on one jump and making it cohesive, yeah, there is a little bit of coordinating and organizing outside of the load organizing, but actually just organizing people. Being able to read people and actually communicate with them is important. And for prime examples, everybody's definition of good is different. So someone from Skydive Arizona that grew up jumping with load organizers, grew up in skydiving with coaches and the tunnel, and their definition of probably a good sit flyer might be something completely different from someone who's never been in the tunnel before. So the definitions are going to be a little different. And so being able to communicate with people and articulate and see where they're at in order to not only make sure that they have a good time, but also to make sure that it's safe as well. Trying not to organize dives that are above and beyond someone's skill level, making sure that they're managing expectations. Anytime someone comes to a new drop zone, I think the big thing is to start talking to some of the locals, some of the more experienced people, and start asking questions. How do you guys do things? What's the weather? At Skydive Arizona, where the load organizers, we try to post it right next to manifest. So when someone's going up and they're manifesting for a load, they can see who the load organizer is. And I highly encourage people to jump with load organizers. They're free to the people, they're employed by the drop zone, and the whole purpose is for them to jump with people, meet new people, and try to organize safe dives. They obviously can't jump with every single person every single time. However, the way to approach an organizer is to just go up, bring them your ticket, talk to them, tell them who you are, where you're from, and what you would like to do. Sometimes when someone comes to a big drop zone or a new drop zone, or they're unfamiliar with how the load organizing works, they tend to think that it's like an interview, and they probably feel maybe the need that they need to kind of impress someone, and that's actually not the case. Let them know your experience. Be very honest, and in many cases it's okay to be humble because you're not being interviewed to do a jump. They're just trying to actually get facts and data in order to organize a jump that makes the most sense. Sometimes I will organize jumps based on fall rate. I might have two people that are experience level compatible, but if one person's over 200 pounds and one person's 120, I'll probably split them up. Not anything personal, just that may not be the most compatible jump with their experience levels. The person that approaches the load organizer and wants to jump with them, recognize that the load organizer is there for you, and it's okay to approach them and tell them what you want to work on, understanding that they have 5 to 10 other people that are doing the same thing, so they'll do the best to accommodate you. But having that communication allows us to pair people up and allows us to group people together. And then I'd probably say, from not just the load organizer, but also from the local jumpers that are there that day, try not to judge somebody based on their appearance. They may be free flying, but ask them. Go up and communicate to them. They may be in a free fly suit, but go up and ask them, like, hey, what are you hoping to work on? Because they might actually be like, I've been really needing to get this 4-way done for my B license. And so I think the more we're all kind of talking to each other, the more we understand and can get information, and the more we can all kind of get on the same page and understand what our goals are, what we're trying to achieve, and we can all help each other out with that. If load organizing is something that you want to do, I would definitely say do it. That's a good start. That's something that you're interested in. And there's many drop zones that offer this, but obviously Skydive Arizona is one, because it's one of the bigger drop zones, offers it frequently, many months out of the year. And if it's something that you want to do, come talk to me about it, and I can give you the specifics of what I'm looking for. I manage the load organizers here at Skydive Arizona, and I frequently am recruiting people, and then I really like, if someone's interested in the job, to also approach me as well, because not everybody's interested in doing this. I have my perfect world of what I'd like to see. In my perfect world, because at Skydive Arizona, we do have so many world level competitors and we do have so many visitors. I love it when world level competitors are load organizers. That's really good for customers to be able to jump with somebody, and especially if they're coaches as well. But not all load organizers are world level, and they don't need to be. In fact, most are not even actual coaches as far as discipline-specific coaches. Many of them are just happy jumpers that kind of want to share their enthusiasm with the sport, and I think that's actually what I look for above all else. It doesn't matter if you're a world champion if you're kind of a dick to people, like no one wants to jump with you, right? And so what I'm looking for above and beyond is someone's enthusiasm, patience, and empathy when jumping with different jumpers. You're gonna have jumpers from all over the world, all over the country, all different experiences, experience levels, all different backgrounds, all different languages, all different everything. And being able to still be welcoming to those people, understanding that, hey, they are customers at your drop zone, and treating them and giving them a good experience. So I'm looking for enthusiastic, happy, patient people above all else. Skill is awesome. Having skill is definitely important, but again, I've had many people who are skilled that lack patience and lack approachability, and that doesn't help anybody either. Load organizing is something this sport needs. There are so many people that when they finish their A license or they're young jumpers and they're not really sure, it's usually load organizers that help keep them in the sport, that they have somebody to jump with, and they are actually, I think, vital to the sport. If a load organizer doesn't show up to work one day, the drop zone will still function, but I do believe that they are actually really, really imperative for the sport, for growing the sport and welcoming for the young jumpers, and just kind of encouraging people when they travel. I think they are kind of vital to the sport. So if you're interested in doing it, I would encourage you to, because the sport needs more and more load organizers, more and more good load organizers.
For more tips and techniques, click subscribe.